Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey Podcast, episode 316 in the Ruby Track Studio. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Jason, what's happening?
What's happening? We're good.
Good times.
Good times. Good times. Yeah.
Hey.
Wow. Was that good times? I don't know. Oh,
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Okay, now I guess that was good times. I don't know. All right. Well,
episode 316. Intro, we've had you know what? I mean, I want to be upbeat, but I also have to kind of do a little bit of condolences here. We've had some significant losses in the entertainment world this last couple of weeks. Ozzy Osbourne, holy smokes, Crazy Train, Iron Man. I mean, to think about, Black Sabbath lead man, and of course he went solo with his own band for decades.
Prince of Darkness.
That's a big loss to the music world. Ozzy Osbourne. Rest in peace, Ozzy. You were definitely an icon.
Did you see the outro he did? His last performance.
No, I did not.
Do yourself a favor. Go watch that. It's pretty wild.
Okay, I'll have to make a note and do that.
Yeah.
So rest in peace, Ozzy. That sucks. We all die at some point, but I think he was a little too young for that. So
no, 100%.
And then, of course, Hulk Hogan, another huge icon.
Hogan.
You kidding me?
So Ozzy was 77, and how old was Hulk? How old was
I think
Hulk
he was
Hogan?
71, maybe. I think he was 71.
Wow.
But he lived a pretty hard life, and he was a massive person. So
for sure.
Big personality, big physique, and it just seems like he lived large, no doubt. No pun intended, or pun intended. I don't know.
Or pun intended. Yeah, for sure. That's wild, man. I was like, holy smokes. Yeah, those two 1 week. Some pretty influential people there, well known.
Absolutely. So we'll start off with the bad stuff. Now let's just go up from here, because we have great news. We have great content, and Jason was out playing and landed some pretty big fish for an interview.
Finally, it was a long time coming. We were up at Moonrocks, and Moonrocks was great. Back at Moonrocks, and it's been 20 years since the last event they had there. Great turnout, went very smooth. It started at 6:00 each night. We got a little weather on Saturday night, talked about it in the podcast here recording, but we were inside the Pete's Big motorhome there, and was nice and dry, but I could hear it starting to hit the roof. I'm like, oh, and everybody started scattering. But it cleared out, and they were able to run the event. Dave Wong took home first place. Everything won the shootout too, and James Davenport, Samurai James, competed in Sportsman B, and he finished 10th place, tied for 10th place.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not his first time competing. Didn't he compete at...
he did Trail Hero.
That's right.
But this is the first time with like technical rock, competition. So pretty good. And Justin Wicks was his spotter.
Right on.
So Justin was out there. Yep. He got out there Friday, I don't know, about an hour or so before the competition started on Friday. So around 5:00. And they walked the course, and then boom, went out and did really well. And then last night they just continued. So it was great. It was fun to watch, and a lot of people out there we know and listen to the podcast, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
How many people do you think were in attendance?
I would say it's kind of hard to judge because where we were camped, next to the pits, and that whole area was full up top, and then there was people camped down in the next level spot all the way down. So I don't know. I'm going to go with like 350, 400. I mean, it was a good turnout.
That's great.
But it was great viewing. They had lights set up. But the way that Moonrocks set up, you're where the camping area is and stuff, you're elevated and then it goes down into the ravine and then that's where the rocks start. So you could sit up top in your chair and watch. You can watch all these courses happening at the same time. And it's always difficult because you don't know where to look, unless you're following one person, and then you can walk right down to the, where they're starting and get close to the course and watch up close too. If like we did with James and Dave Wong and George, just some of our friends out there wheeling, competing. So very cool. Very cool.
Good.
Yeah. So Jesse Haynes was out there with his Jeep. I think he finished third. He was in Sportsman B. I'm trying to blow this up. It's not cooperating with me. Let's see.
Oh boy, did you just put glasses
I can't
on?
See. This is such fine print. Sportsman B. Oh, he's fourth. He finished fourth place. But
so can you explain the classes? Do you have that information? Or
I don't. I mean, unlimited is Dave Wong, where everything just goes right.
4-wheel steer, weight, engine.
Yeah, and then you got
suspension.
Pro Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Trail. That's where like Tyler Harper won. Britt Dickey, the young kid, 17-year-old. He is in that class, and then there's Pro Mod. I was looking to see if I know anybody in that class. Oh, Braxton Coleman's in that class that we interviewed. Caitlin and Kevin that I've interviewed, and George is in that class as well. So Liner. And then you got Sportsman A, Sportsman B, and Sportsman C. Oh, you know who else was out there? And I think he was in James's class as well, was Andrew, AA MCO. He's got the 4-steer bomber now that he had out there. He's the one that he changed out a couple of transmissions a few years ago at King of the Hammers.
Oh yeah.
Trail car, yeah. So that he was out from Idaho, and so it was cool.
Idaho?
Oh, he's Andrew Cole. So he's in. He was in Sportsman A, and the cool thing was you could run your rear steer, but it was a 10-point penalty right out of the gate. But not each time you used it. It was just like you either use it or you don't, and you got a 10-point penalty. So sometimes it was beneficial to do it. So, yeah, it was great, man. It was great. So there's Sportsman's ABC, and then I don't know if they had a UTV class. I don't remember seeing any UTVs going on out there, but yeah, so good stuff. And we had a blast. What was weird or different, I should say, is, since it started at 6 and the game plan was, let's do an early dinner and then, we can watch the event. Well, that didn't work out. So you watch the event, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, you start getting hungry and you go back to camp and you cook, but you can still watch the event while cooking and eating dinner. And then, it went on till 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock the first night. And then last night it went till 11 and then they did the shootout and then that went till like midnight. So it was like, okay, that was pretty late. But, there was no sitting around, in people's camps at night, socializing, sitting around a campfire or a propane fire because the event was going on. So it was different from that aspect.
So what was the rationale behind? I mean, do they just want to do it as a night event?
Cool.
Oh, cooler.
Yeah, because it gets hot as fuck in the Nevada desert here. So it worked out great, and we had a great weekend because the weather did cool down, and it wasn't Africa hot during the day, and yeah, it was awesome. And that rain, slowed them down a little bit, but
well, change the traction and
not
and
much.
the
Yeah, not
strategy.
much. I
but-
was talking to some people this morning. I talked to Dave, and he's like, didn't seem to bother a whole lot. So
Good.
yeah, so that was good. So when we were setting up camp on Friday and pretty much just got settled in and sitting down in a chair with a cocktail, and here comes Frosty Four-Wheeler, Alex and Jenna. I'm like,
Sweet.
oh my God, I haven't seen them since, I think Hammers, a year and a half ago now. Not this past year's Hammers, but, the year before. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah, they
where you
showed up
camping?
right after I had left or something like that. Or no, that was,
I don't know.
I don't remember. I didn't meet him. Oh, no, I did meet him.
I don't think you
anyway.
went. 2
To
years
Hammers?
ago? 2 years ago?
I've been to, there's only one. No, I've been to Hammers every year. Whatever. I don't know.
So
Anyway.
Yeah. Derailed the podcast here. So anyways,
that's what I do.
They camped with us, and Derek Rickford, is a friend of theirs, and he lives right down the road here in Markleyville. And he's got Creepy, the one that cool truck that's got the hydraulics and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's got like the back wing claw in the back that he can lower down and anchor his rig. He can lift stuff up, make it like a tow truck. And I mean, there's just, he's got some cool innovations going on in there. So
happening.
I tried, a couple years ago to get Alex and Jen on the podcast, and they're modest and shy, and no, we're good. And then so finally I go, hey, come on, let's do this. And they're like, okay. And it turned out great, and there's some great recovery, and it was fun having Derek there. And they just did it right at the beginning of the podcast. They talked about how they met during a recovery and then became good friends. So yeah, it's a good one. You're going to want to listen to this one.
Definitely.
You want to hear it? Like to hear it? Here it goes.
Let's roll it.
All right. All right. We are here at Moonrocks 2025 for the We Rock competition. Saturday afternoon. Friday night happened last night. You'll hear about that later. 6 p.m. each night. So we are here hours before the next competition. And this has been a podcast, long time in the making. Been trying to, some people like just run to the podcast, other people run away from the podcast. So I had to chase them down for a few years. So got to know them over the years, and I'm excited to have these three guests here in the Taj Mahal here. So, my guest, Derek Rickford. How are you, sir?
Doing well, thank you.
One of the recovery experts here at We Rocks, and we got some great stories to tell. Alex and Jenna from Frosty Four-Wheeler. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
Great, thank you.
Right on. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to be on the podcast finally. This is great. So, let's dive right in. We're going to talk recovery. We're going to talk some cool stories. So, how did you guys get started with Frosty Four-Wheeler?
Well, originally it was going to be an ice cream truck. So we were going to use the Toyota crawler and build it out as a full shaved ice truck for KOH, Rubicon, Ford Ice, home. We live in Mammoth, so
Yep.
I just wanted to do something that would allow me to be in my crawler 24/7. That was our first idea, so that's kind of where the name came from.
And how long ago was that?
That was over 5 years ago now.
Over 5 years ago? Okay, cool. And then, so that was a Toyota pickup,
Yes.
which has evolved greatly to a badass Ford Dentside
Yes.
that's highly modified.
Yes.
So very cool. And we'll get into Derek's rig here in a minute. Talk about highly modified. So that's cool. And then, then the recovery thing just, you said, well...
Yeah, I mean, living in Mammoth Lakes, we get so much snow. So just everyone, when you have a capable vehicle, people are calling you.
Started calling you and go,
Yep.
hey, I know somebody that could pull you out.
Yep.
And
So-
that's how that started.
Yeah, and we're snow wheelers, so we set it up to be successful in the snow, and that's just, it developed from there.
Yeah.
So,
And it's for people that aren't familiar with the Mammoth area, It's off of 395, kind of central, I guess you would say, of close to Yosemite Park for a landmark for people that aren't familiar with the particular area. But not only snow, it gets a ton of snow, but there's a lot of people that travel out there onto dirt roads that are readily accessible right off of the main highway to go camping and fishing and hot springs and whatever. So a lot of people get out in the backcountry that probably maybe not fully capable of getting out in the backcountry.
Absolutely.
Fully prepared to be out in the backcountry, let's say. So, okay. Cool. That's cool. I never knew shaved ice. That's, maybe we'll see that in the future.
Hopefully.
On the trail near you. Right on. So, Derek, how did you fit in with this motley crew here?
Yeah, so actually, I remember Harry Wagner actually said, "Snow wheeling, you must know Frosty four-wheeler." And I said, "No," but we were having dinner, Harry and I and Derek Lassini, all UA people, right?
Yep.
So I was on UA with Harry in 2022.
Okay.
And so then I, through social media, started connecting with them, and we traded, just as you do, kind of grow a relationship on social media. And then, I got a call one day. And
Hell,
you want to frame that?
I'll let Jenna do that.
Okay, it's one of my favorite stories.
It is.
We got a call for a Tacoma that was stuck in the mud, and back in that time, Alex and I were pretty cocky about it. We were pretty confident. So when the Tacoma called, he says, "I'm stuck in the mud down by the hot springs." We were like, "I guarantee you I can get you out." And just to set a little bit of a scene there, this was 2023, so the winter of 2023 was huge.
that was big winter.
A lot of snow, and a lot of snow melted. And when
900
it melts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it heads down into the valleys, and so that's where all the hot springs are, and it was really popular. So Alex and I were doing mud recovery after mud recovery and just gaining confidence until we got this Tacoma call, and we quoted it. He said, "That's a lot of money. I'm going to go talk around camp and try to get some free help." And he did. He found a Sprinter van that was willing to help, and the Sprinter van drove out and didn't even hook up. Got close to the Tacoma and sunk himself.
Ooh.
And so it was not too long after that words that we got a call from the Tacoma saying, "Hey, can you still come out, and can we have a 2-for-1?" So we told him that's not quite how it works. And
We're not
again,
running that special today.
I was so confident, and I was like, "I guarantee we'll get you both out, though, and we'll be right there." We quoted him again. They hired us. We come out, and Alex, before he could even hook up, he tried to turn around. Oh, actually, sorry, step back. We got the Tacoma out. We hooked up, got the Tacoma out, and again, that was still just adding to our confidence. We'll get the Sprinter van out, no problem. So Alex goes to a spot, turns around, and sinks completely. The bushes and everything just drop underneath the mud.
The ground just dropped out from underneath.
It's like he hit a spring, and that heavy truck.
Buried the 42s.
42.
Mud coming in the cab. Yep.
Yeah.
Up to
Holy
past the
smokes.
oil pan.
And it was that
Motor.
sloppy, wet mud.
Yeah,
so
just you shovel, it just comes back. Shovel comes back.
Right. It's
Just
like
nonstop.
really, really wet cement.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
And so when we left for this job, we actually only brought one water bottle. And we thought, no, I don't need a sweater or anything. This is me a quick call.
Oh, you
we'll be
were-
home in 30 minutes. We were not prepared. And when we got stuck, we were eating snow.
I remember we were working. We did 36 hours straight
That day.
before that. So we didn't sleep at all.
It was no
we had got
dinner,
a storm,
no food.
Worked, traveled, and then got that call that night.
Yep. So we were already like negative on
we
calories.
were definitely negative. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, that's when we made the call to Derek. So actually, before we called Derek, there was a local guy nearby that we knew had a big diesel truck, and we were like, maybe he can come out and just give us a pull. We just need like an anchor or some kind of pull. He couldn't even make it out to us. He kept braking, getting stuck. He got stuck, I think, like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, wow.
So to where Alex had to go home, get our buggy, bring the buggy out, get him out, unstuck the friend.
Your buggy has big. that buggy was set up V8 and big tires.
V8 on 49s.
On 49s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 43s aren't big enough.
No.
So, and so that didn't work either.
No, we sent him
No.
home.
We just broke all of our winch lines. Did sent
Flattened
the
the
line into
battery.
the crank, stalled the motor.
That was scary. That could have been worse.
Yeah, broke a couple lines. We were doing 3-to-1 on everything, 4-to-1 if we had the length.
Some crazy freaking
traction-
stresses
Yes.
going on.
Yeah,
Traction
so
boards just
Are
got
you like
swallowed.
cringing as you're pushing the button on the winch?
I was
going
just
like,
waiting for something to come back and just rip through the whole truck. Like
That was the Sherpa winch too.
it was a 25,000 pound.
Holy crap! So
And it, like-
75,000 pounds basically of
Roughly,
pulling
yes,
force that you
yeah.
got. That's a lot.
Yeah.
and it didn't budge. It didn't even budge at all. Like
No,
nothing.
it would just get deeper. We would just go deeper, back and forth, wiggle down. Just the earth would just swallowing
Well,
the
that
truck.
mud just acts like a suction cup
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So,
We thought, what other capable vehicles do we know?
yeah.
And Derek came to mind
Yeah.
with
Creepy.
creepy. And
I was happy. I was like, Alex is calling me.
What's going on?
This is going to be interesting, right? So he just said, "Hey, Derek, can you come down? I'm not making good decisions anymore, and we need help." And I was like, "This is going to be fun." So I was like in my rig in about 15 minutes and headed south, and I got there in about 3.5 hours maybe from when you guys called. And when I rolled up, I was like, "Oh my, this is serious." And I was concerned for Alex in particular because he just wasn't able to eat anymore. He was hurting, so I knew we needed to have some success. Creepy is a heavy rig with a lot of hydraulics and unique factors, but one thing it can do is pull if you can get the right place. I started in, and it looked like dry sagebrush.
Okay.
And started going into it, and one of my tires just started to disappear.
Uh-oh.
And I reversed, and they all started spinning,
Oh,
and so we
no.
just stopped and got a line. We still had the anchor point with the buggy, and gingerly backed out, and then I took a higher line, and we got up to a tree that I strapped into, and then we just went to work from there. You remember the setup that we did, Alex?
Yeah, so we didn't use an anchor. Like you didn't have the batwing yet.
I didn't have no, because I was tied to a tree.
Right. And I think we almost
fine.
pulled that
tree
tree
was
out.
leaning good by
So
the
we
time
switched
got
the
done.
tree, and then we did a 4-to-1.
4-to-1.
So as much as we could with the two
yeah.
Brennan's sheaves or whatever. you
Yeah,
know,
the Be
his-
Safe recovery
Yeah,
rings.
that helped.
Yep.
And then we
So
did
explain 4-to-1 real quick, because I know there's some people that never heard that before, don't understand what that is. So just explain that rigging technique real quick.
Sure. So you're basically compounding your pull strength. So if you hook up from your winch to a vehicle, that's 1.
1-to-1.
Yeah. If you run it down to a snatch block or one of these recovery rings and come back, that's 2-to-1.
Got it.
Nominally, you lose a little with friction, but 2-to-1. And then if you switch it again, take it back down, so you can keep this compounding up all day long. And so we used, 2 recovery rings, and then back to the rig again, and then we ended up with 4-to-1. So my 12K winch, you're starting to put down.
48,000.
Yeah, definitely
48,000 pounds of pulling force.
things can go wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the thing, so the way Alex described it is he kept sinking lower and lower. And I think what really helped start to make progress is we used the taller jack, the Be Safe taller jack,
Okay.
and we used that as a pivot. And so we put a short cradle on the front of the white whale, and then you run that up to a pivot point, and then you pull from that pivot.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
you're
as
not
that
pulling the whole weight of the truck.
Yeah,
at
it's
that
not just
point.
straight.
yeah, it's not straight, and you
Right.
get incredible leverage lifting that way.
Correct.
Because, up to 48,000 pounds pulling on a lever, and the front started coming up.
It was that mire. Huh?
That had to be a relief moment.
It was. Yeah.
And we had to do that, reset, pull the pivot over, reset, more traction boards.
So prior to Derek getting there, what was going through your head, Alex? Like, I mean, I know you're trying to figure out different techniques, and you probably exhausted everything you had at that point. But it's like we may have to wait till summer to get this thing out of here. Is
There
that
was
right?
that, or I've got heavy equipment
A
friends, and I was like, I'm
D8.
about to fork over 10 grand to get someone
Right.
out here. So
Yeah.
and that's I think what put us in our customers' shoes is,
The desperation,
Yeah,
that feeling
sure.
of desperation.
adding a little bit of compassion, just
Yeah.
being in that position like that. I mean, we've broken on the Rubicon, we've been stuck, we've been towed out, done
Sure.
all that stuff, self-recovered, but this was something different.
It was pretty bad.
It was, yeah. I was not in a good headspace.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably was close to tears when I called
Wow.
Derek.
Yeah.
Like just worn out, done, embarrassed. So
Yeah, it was one of those times where I take a lot of pictures and I film a lot, and I didn't even want to film. I didn't want to take pictures. I was like, yeah, I want this out of our memory. Yeah, and his face. You can the
Yeah.
pictures that I do have, you can just see it in his face. Like,
Dejection and like, what the hell?
Not a good time.
Yeah, no, we're not having a good time. This is 1 star. Would not recommend.
yeah, the Sprinter van was in a great mood though. He was nice. He was there with his whole setup and offered to make us food. And he's like, you need anything? And we're actually
Well,
still friends to his day.
we
That's cool.
we ended up
Oh yes,
damaging his vehicle. We bent
Forgot.
I think it's called the K member. So their motor and IFS is a separate entity that bolts up
really?
into that. So usually we can pull from the dual shear bracket for the control arm or a cross member under
Sure.
there, whatever. It's all beefy. It's meant to take torsional load. I did that not knowing this at the time. Being worn out and tired, not
just wanted to get
paying
him out.
attention to the details, and pulled and messed it up, bent it, and so we had to pay for that.
Oh.
Yep, our insurance covered that,
Okay,
fortunately.
so you do have insurance. to
We
cover
do,
That makes
yep.
sense. Yeah.
But again, it was another lesson.
Right.
This recovery and meeting Derek, like cementing this friendship, was full of lessons.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
We have like an emergency bag now
was
that I
gonna say,
bring
you got like
every
a go bag
recovery.
that goes every time, regardless
Yeah.
of whether it's
It's
something
like-
stupid, simple that you think.
Yeah.
that, like, we could spend the night out here,
Yeah.
just from knowing stuff, right?
I carry close to 2,000 feet of extension now.
Holy crap.
I also
Synthetic, yeah. hmm
So yeah, let's talk about some of this stuff. So there's a lot to unpack here. Let's talk about this go bag or whatever. What do you have in there like to survive for 24, 48 hours
yeah.
in who knows what conditions? Because Mammoth, where you're at, is insane winters, which is great for skiing. But yeah, it's cool. And you're not just winter recovery, you're doing spring, summer, all year round, right?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, probably a little less in the summer, I would imagine, but
Sometimes not.
but sometimes not,
yeah.
because for people that aren't familiar, Mammoth is close to Yosemite National Park in relation, hour away or so. But there's a lot of dirt roads that go off to hot springs and campsites and remote areas, and a lot of it's just kind of basic fire roads, but they can get washed out, they can get nasty, get muddy like you're talking about, that turns into soupy concrete. So yeah, so what do you guys carry? What's some of that stuff that our listeners might be interested in?
Number one is plenty of water. Plenty of water. And then also those salt hydration packs.
Okay.
Packets, like for us, we use the Element ones.
Okay.
But we find that those help hydrate us that much faster, quicker. So those are important. Those are always in there. The basics like sunblock, bug spray, because
Yeah.
I've needed those so many times. Yeah. And we've been just exposed. What
Yeah,
else?
just snacks.
Yeah.
First aid,
Meat
of course.
and cheese,
Yeah, meat and
crackers,
cheese.
your
Yeah.
typical backcountry light,
Okay.
high calorie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a search and rescue in Alpine County, so we always have a go bag with us, and it's that, and definitely snacks, because also if you're recovering somebody, sometimes they're without.
That's true too, right?
Always
Yeah,
have
you get
water
out
to
there.
offer
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, to you're not only just yourselves, it's other people you're going to help out.
Yeah.
As we realized, they could have been digging for 24 hours
Yeah.
already.
Sure.
And exhausted all of their resources already.
Right.
So that's pretty common.
Right, and you show up with your stuff for you guys, and then you got to give it to them to keep them going. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and just, a beanie, gloves, space
Dry.
blanket,
Yeah.
paracord. I mean, there's a lot of things that can make a big difference if you're stuck. And then I also, comms is a big deal.
Sure.
So cell doesn't work a lot of places. I ended up going and getting an inReach
Okay.
just so I can always stay connected, or Rubicon recoveries or
Sure.
places where it's not available. It's very
Yeah.
helpful and helps my wife sleep at night because
yeah.
I can always reach out.
Yeah, let her know everything's okay.
I feel like that is a good point because we did that as well. We got an inReach right after that, and then yeah.
Yeah, those are super good. I have one of those as well. Any Starlink? Do you do any Starlink yet, or
We're looking into it.
you're looking into it?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's starting to be more reasonable price-wise now.
Yeah.
And it's proven itself time and time again out in the
After
sticks.
watching KOH,
Right.
it was like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So
We're also finding though that there's more and more cell service out there,
Okay.
like more and more people are calling us with their like SOS and everything, and so
New phones can hit the satellites.
that much
you know,
easier.
in
Yeah.
Emergency. So
Yeah, the new iPhones are got that SOS feature.
They're
or
using that a lot.
Satellite texting.
Yeah, we're getting a lot
Okay.
of those calls.
Yeah, it's good and bad, right? It's good if you're in trouble and need help. It's bad if you're business and you're trying to you want to get away from work, but
Wanna
work
unplug.
can't get away from, yeah, you want to unplug, right? But no, it is communication's absolutely essential. Any of you run ham radios at all?
No, I was going to bring up
no,
radios.
GMRS.
Yeah.
GMRS?
Yeah.
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 I like it for our customers as well. We have so many radios now, Alex and I, that we can give the customers a radio, and then we can all three talk.
So that's cool. And I've watched a lot of your videos and stuff, and yeah, you're communicating with, Alex that's doing the pulling and stuff, but you're also communicating to the person, that's kind of freaked out in their vehicle, and it's like, hey, turn the wheel, you got it fully cranked, or
Yeah.
get your foot off the brake, or don't give it that much gas, yeah.
And those are all
coaching them along.
instantaneous
Right.
things. So,
Yeah,
the
that's
communication
cool.
has to be quick.
That's cool. Right on. Okay, so then back to this recovery. So so you got how long was it from when you were stuck to when you guys finally got out to somewhat dry land?
I think we were pushing over 24 hours.
Yeah.
I wanted to say almost
Yeah.
30.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't get down there till I think it was right after lunch, maybe early afternoon. And we were out before dark, so I think it probably took us 2-3 hours to get back to the trucks by the time we were all said and done. But that was just the tail end.
Yeah.
They had been through an ordeal
Right.
prior to that, and so making sure that they got out and
Got home.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a nice end to it. We were talking about, hey, you want to go get lunch or whatever, and we finally decided. Well, Alex couldn't even eat. I was like, let's just do a rain
go
check
home,
on that.
take
You
a
guys just
shower, go to
pass
bed,
out.
drink
Yeah.
some water,
Yep.
get rehydrated.
recover,
Wow.
rain check, and we've had lots of adventures together since.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that was the granddaddy that kicked him off.
Wow. That's a, I mean, I was going to say cool story. It is a cool story. It sucks you were in that position, but I mean, lessons learned. So what did you take away from that whole ordeal?
Could happen to anyone.
It could happen to
Yeah.
anyone, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just,
And have
I mean,
compassion.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. A fairly capable vehicle,
Yeah. And experience.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
So. Yeah.
Humbling.
Yes.
Little slice of humble pie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But makes you so much more prepared for other
It did.
recoveries and stuff that worked, stuff that didn't work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paved the way for our renovation for that truck. Like a lot of that stuff that we did on the truck is specifically
From that
to
event.
solve issues from that event. Yes.
Okay, so let's talk more about White Whale,
White Whale
as you
2.0,
referred to
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah,
what-
the White
that's what I
Whale
call it.
2.0. So talk about your rig and the evolution of it from where it started to where we see it today, which is
So
badass.
it's a 73 F250, Ford F250 Highboy. We got it from Chance at CaliFab over in Sacramento.
Okay.
He had done some work to it, power steering, Dana 60s, the typical stuff. And he had it on 49s. And so we picked that up.
But
Thought it would be a great
you can
snow wheeling
see
vehicle.
Alex had been following this truck, so there is
It's
a little bit
it's
of
been my dream truck
an
for a
affair
long
with
time.
Okay,
it. Yeah,
alright.
he's
Just
loved
this one
truck for a while.
specifically for some
mistress.
reason.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had to have it.
okay.
And we got rid of all the Toyotas to have it. So, that was totally the right decision.
There you go. See? Toyotas suck. I got to get that in on
Yeah.
every podcast.
But we set it up for recoveries really well, but you can only do so much reliably with a 50-year-old C-channel frame, and
That's partied. That truck's
that's
partied.
partied. Yeah,
partied. It's partied, yeah.
It's been through Fordyce several times.
It's rolled
Rubicon,
many times. Yeah.
polished to hills, all of that. So we did what we could with it, and then saved and saved and saved. Worked our asses off, and went down to Wheel every weekend shop and did that renovation. And I think we had it for 2 years before we did
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I was going to ask that.
So
you'd been through some recoveries obviously prior to that, and there's like, oh man, it'd be nice to have this, nice to have
Yes.
that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you've got some badass winches on there,
yep. All thanks to Warren.
worn winches,
Yeah.
and you got the side winch,
Yes.
That's my favorite.
8274 side winch.
8274 side winch I'm looking at right now. So where did that come from? This recovery?
Not this one.
Okay.
From other recoveries.
Okay.
Yep. So we do a lot of so we get a lot of snow in town, so we're doing like driveway recoveries. Like it just ice over,
Sure.
they end up off in the ditch.
Yeah.
So get in there tight. I can't just necessarily get to the front or the
Sure.
rear. The side works perfect.
You pull right up on the street
It's-
and
yeah.
then just
Yep. Super
makes
convenient.
sense.
So, and I also use it to tie off. So
Okay.
just
Oh, that's true too.
shelf road.
It's only on one side, right? There's
Yes.
no winch on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and then you got winch in the front,
Yes.
obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that one?
That's Xeon 12K.
12,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's the biggest one we have.
no, the 16.5
Okay.
in the rear is
In the rear.
16.5 in
The
the
big
rear.
boy, yep.
Okay, yeah, it was the big boy in the rear.
Yep.
So that's where you do your heavy pulling.
Yeah, that's
obviously.
most of the pulling is on
Yeah.
that. Yep. And then
Okay.
we've got the elevated fair lead off the tailgate, which is all custom TIG welded, super beefy, and it gives us some what we learned the pivot point,
Yeah.
so we can lift. We're gonna do some things to make that a little better, but
Okay.
right now it's worked really well. We've pulled out some damaged ATV side by sides, control arm, axle, whatever broken. We can lift them up.
Like a tow truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It helps with the disabled ones, and then the mud recoveries. We found I'm picturing the one over by the hot springs again, a different hot spring, but he was so mired in there, and it was a Subaru.
Well, he
He's-
had sat overnight and froze to the ground.
That's what it was.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So you can't just yank that out.
Right.
Right.
The drivetrain will be left.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
So he used that and lifted it. It was so cool. The frozen tires just lifted straight out of the mud.
Wow.
And then we were able to pull it back after unfreezing the rotors.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It was really frozen in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Crazy.
highly fair lead is key.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been teaching an off-road recovery class for 32 years at Hollister with our Esprit de Four Club, and one of the things, one of the teachers that I mentored back in the day, and he talked about, there's a mud pit at Hollister, and what he did was take, a log and put it on the winch line so that it was pulling up to relieve the suction. So same thing you're talking about, because you're not going to pull it forward, backside, whatever. You got to pull up,
Right.
so to get that upward force. And you mentioned that with the taller jack, right? Doing the same thing there to get you,
Right.
just get that upward motion going.
Right.
Break that mire.
Not all
Yeah.
of us have helicopters sitting in the garage
Exactly.
to use.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool stuff.
You can use a spare tire too.
Yeah, spare tire's another one that rolls with it. That is a cool technique as well.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
Gotta
trying to
keep resetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it
reset,
as
reset.
Expedite that process. Yeah.
Right.
Make it easier.
Right.
But
So that's cool. And then what size tires are you running on?
my
The way-
highway tires are 47.
Okay.
My off-road tires are 49 by 21.
Wow.
Snow tires.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
what you're running. Yeah, winter.
yeah. So yeah, got to make 8,000 pounds float in 10 plus feet of snow. So
Yeah.
And it works.
And it does well.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As
I've
well
seen
as it can. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's cool.
Nick Bailey out there knows that we
He's still trying
Challenge
to get me
all
on
the
tracks, but
tracks.
I'm the wheel guy. I'm not trying to uninvent the wheel. So.
Right. Yeah, no. Yeah, Nick and I have had those conversations. I even asked Nick, I'm like, why don't they have Ruby tracks? And he's like, no, I don't think he's going to convert anytime soon.
Yeah.
we're
So,
stubborn with those tires.
Yeah, big balloon tires. Hey, got to go with what you know and what works, you know?
Yeah.
That's cool. And then you get some shovels on there. There's one shovel that has a bunch of holes in it, like Swiss cheese. What's up with that?
That's for the mud.
Yeah.
That's specifically for that mud that we were
Really?
shoveling out. I mean, you take a normal shovel, and it's the same thing as winching. It's you put it in flat, and it's just full suction.
Okay.
So you're just wasting energy trying to get that thing out of there. And
So who drilled all those holes, or was that laser cut?
that's
Or
that's
you buy it like that.
They're Crazy Beaver. Their
It's called
company.
the Crazy
yeah,
Beaver?
we've
Yeah.
got the murder spork and the holy shovel.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
There we go. Okay. All right. I like
that
it.
murder spork right there is
It's-
dangerous, but it works well in the ice.
For ice.
Ice,
Yeah.
Icy conditions.
We've
yeah.
had that thing almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Wow. I like it. What else you got in there? You got some toolboxes and stuff too, I guess.
Yeah, toolbox full of recovery gear, tons of stuff. Scotch blocks, soft shackles, extensions,
Tree savers.
of course. What else do we carry? We carry a pole pal. We're hooked up with action tracks, which I really like. They use a DuPont plastic, I believe is what it is.
Okay.
I could be way off on this. Nick will know better, but they fold, and you can fold them in a circle, so they're great for snow wheeling. Like you can put it in a freaking hole and just
Right.
like run it over,
crack.
and it does not crack.
Gotcha.
I've had the same boards for I'm coming up on 2.5 years of just consistent use, like people throttling on it, like bending them, getting caught, so.
Used more than the average traction board for sure.
But yeah, with snow, I think they're imperative.
They're the way to go.
It helps a ton. So, but yeah, we got that, and what else do we got?
You also have real tools. You have a ton of real
yeah,
tools
I mean,
in there, like a whole.
welder, full tool set, everything. I can.
What are you doing for a
Impacts.
welder?
We're using the bun welder.
Oh, the bun welder.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I like them a lot.
Perfect.
Just because they're local to
Well,
Rubicon,
yeah.
so it's like family owned.
Yeah.
So
And it works well.
Yeah.
Little spool gun, hook it up to some batteries, and
Yep.
off you go. Simple.
Yep.
Right on. Yeah, I used to make fun of traction boards until I saw them used in snow.
Yeah.
Or mud. Or sand. Those are the three places where they work. But they don't work well on the Rubicon. I saw some Rivians trying to use them on the Rubicon. That was
No.
Oh, especially, yeah.
Yeah. Gladiator. There was a Gladiator where James and I were on the Rubicon. They were trying to use traction
it's
boards.
just
I'm
like,
oh my God. Hello.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, I got to imagine there's just... so... Here's a good question for you. So you're pretty much all synthetic line?
Yes.
Synthetic shackles? You have D-rings or any metal shackles that you use too, right?
Yeah,
You still need
we
a
have
use
to.
for those.
Yeah, so we have like a load distribution plate that will require
Okay.
a bow shackle
Okay.
or a couple bow shackles. So just
Gotcha.
certain rigging things that require that, and then some attachment points. Those bumpers will not have a radiused hole. So you
Right.
put a soft shackle through there,
You cut it.
you're cutting, ripping
Yeah,
right through it.
Yeah, that
so
makes sense. Exactly.
you just hook up the bow shackle,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I have no problem with.
I
so.
carry a couple bow shackles, a couple soft shackles, and
Yeah.
That's cool. So, Derek, let's talk about your rig, since we're talking about rigs, because this could be a whole podcast in itself. But yeah, talk about Creepy, and
Creepy.
I know it's been pretty well documented and stuff, but yeah, talk about the evolution of that rig.
Yeah, so Creepy started as like a early 70s K5 frame. I bought it off Craigslist as a roller, the body already removed.
Okay.
Some of the bars had been welded on. And I was looking for a quad, and I saw this crazy thing for sale. And I was like, it runs, so I bought it. And then it just sat around, and like 15 years ago, my wife says, you should either like make that street legal or get rid of it. And so then, and about that time, well, about 3 years after that, I got hooked on the Ultimate Adventure.
Okay.
And so then I built it out to basically be an Ultimate Adventure rig with my oldest daughter at the time. And so it has pressurized water and welder, and I use the Legacy welder, suitcase welder.
Okay.
I got a whole nother crazy story on that, where those welders came from, that I can share with you. So 5-6 years ago, I was coming through the Rubicon, coming down Big Sluice, and there was a guy in a clapped out YJ off the side, and him and his two little kids were sitting there, filthy. We roll up, like, you okay? He's like, no, I'm out of food and water, and my rig is broken, and my group left me, and so
Dog left.
And at the time I had a Ready Welder spool gun, and so we pulled over, started hydrating them, and my friends and I got that thing zipped back together and made sure they had what they needed, and then we went on down to the springs and camped. 3 hours later, he had his stuff packed up. We see him go by, he honks. I don't see him again. And then fast forward, like, I started seeing, like, I wheel with the full-size Invasion a lot. So I'm over in Moab, and Dave Hellman with the Extreme 4x4 over there. Anyhow, they had these suitcase welders from this Legacy guy, Jason Legacy, who started making these things off, just buying parts and putting them together.
Okay.
And I thought they were cool, and made a mental note that I'd look that up. And then not too long after that, I get a message through social media from Jason, who says, "Hey, thanks so much for helping me out on Father's Day those years ago."
Oh, really?
So he went
It was
home.
him.
It was him.
Holy crap.
He went home and started a welder company after we glued him back together, and I didn't know anything about that until it kind of came
That's
full
a crazy
circle.
cool story.
So
That's our community right there. That's awesome.
And he still lives in Reno, and he's made hundreds of these things, and they're a cool little. They have off the shelf parts in them, but they're put together well, and they're super reliable. And like, I was on the Rubicon last week and peeled the track bar bracket off the side of the frame, and we just pulled over and glued that sucker back together with it.
Wow.
And so that was a big little rabbit chase
but that's
there.
cool.
But
That's what we do. Yeah, rabbit trails all the time on this podcast. And that's a cool story.
yeah, so that's the welder I run now.
Okay.
Because when I wore my other one out, I went and got one of his.
Gotcha.
Had to, right?
Gotcha.
So we built Creepy to do the Ultimate Adventure, and we applied like 3, 4, 5 years, and then I built another rig with my daughter that we called Jimmy because it's had a few Jeep parts on it, but it's a Jimmy. And we had applied like 9 times, and we finally got selected, but it was in Jimmy. So in 2022, we went back and wheeled East Coast style in that rig. So Creepy's never made it.
Oh, really?
I'm going to keep applying just to bug Christian.
Just to get one time. Well, it's now called what? It's called the
Unreal Adventure.
The Unreal Adventure instead of the Ultimate Adventure.
Which is a big plug. I mean, they are doing an awesome job with
It's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, and they don't have the corporate handcuffs, and
they can do it how they want.
They're doing what they want,
exactly.
and I just love it. So I'm a big fan. The whole concept. Creepy used to have has these hydraulics leveling on each corner. Now it's on ORIs and links, but originally it was a leaf sprung leveled rig. So the front had leaf springs with a ram on the front end, so I could raise and lower the leaf spring a little bit. And the rear was a double helical leaf spring with the ram on one end of it. So it was very unique. But I started hanging out with the full-size guys, and I started going to Moab, and I realized quickly it was just dangerous.
Yeah.
Because the thing was heavy in the back, and it would start hopping, and it was just nuts. So we went back and redesigned all that, and that's where the current suspension came from. And then it has the hydraulic tire carrier on the back, which can push the whole rig off the ground. For recoveries, that goes out as a boom. I can lift rigs off the ground, tow them out. We've done some really fun
That Rubicon that came in handy for that. That was huge.
together with that. He's just a heavy, faithful friend that whatever you ask of him, he does. So.
And it makes really cool noises.
It does. It's got a little supercharger on it. Just a throttle body 350.
Yeah.
700 R4 transmission, EcoBox, crawl box in front of a 205 twin stick.
Okay.
Super Duty axles now that are pretty bulletproof. So we do recoveries now because it seemed like a great way to just enjoy what I'm going to do anyway and make a business out of it. So we do plow snow, and we do recoveries, and that's my side hustle.
There you go.
Enjoy.
What size tires do you have on there?
They are currently, those are the 41.5 Pitbull rockers.
Okay.
And can't get those anymore, but those were my snow tires, and then I'll run just 40s if I'm running back and forth to Moab or Sand Hollow in
Sure.
it.
Yeah, because you don't trailer.
I do have a trailer now.
Okay.
So the rule is if the missus is going with me, I'm probably trailering.
Sure.
It was just me off on a stag adventure, then I just love driving that rig.
Okay.
I've gone on like 2,500 mile adventures in it through Colorado, and
Wow.
you set it on the bump stops, and it's extremely stable. You go 80 miles an hour with
Really?
your hands off the wheel and feel very safe.
Okay.
It has heated seats, a big heater. It has misters, so I can.
Yeah, because you
Cool
got
off.
the water charge
Yeah.
system.
So it's just a lot of little tweaks that are, almost ridiculous at this point. But
Yeah, but
It's fun.
cool.
It's really fun.
It's cool. It's unique. It's absolutely unique, and yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, you must lay awake at night dreaming up the next thing for the truck and what you're doing, right?
That's funny you say that. I wake up with ideas that I probably should forget, but then I try them, and that's kind of where Creepy came from.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
building stuff works great. If it doesn't, discard it.
Sure.
If I may jump in too, I think Derek should describe his latest invention with it that was an idea that, as you said, came to you with the logs. I think that one's so cool. Picking up the really heavy rounds.
Oh yeah.
It's like
They
not
dropped
just a
some-
recovery rig.
Yeah, they dropped some giant trees because of power lines.
Okay.
And so they were nice enough to cut those up. The power company did, and left them for me. I burn a lot of wood. We live in Markleyville. I have a wood burning furnace. That's how we heat. So I don't want to pick all of these things up. So we use Creepy and a overhead snatch block, and I use my super fancy Warren premium winch that has the automatic disconnect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to run back and flip that, and I just grab those with a log pincher and set them on my splitter.
That's great.
And Creepy has some crazy implements. I have a full loader attachment that goes on with 3 pins, and then a hydraulic power plant that goes on the back where the spare tire would be, and I can basically run around in the deep snow like I'm a little loader,
Right.
and just move snow that way, which is unique.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on the Instagram when you put that power unit on the back. I'm like, oh my god, here we go.
And the rest of the time, that power plant sits on a little axle and runs my big log splitter.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
there you go.
so
Dual purpose.
It gets use.
I love it. That's cool. That's cool. The mad scientist.
So cool.
Yes.
I love seeing what he comes up with that.
Yeah.
He's not just a rock crawler.
Right.
The thing I enjoy the most, though, is wherever I go, people just love to look at it
Yeah.
and talk. And like little kids, I'll sit at a stoplight and they'll be looking at you, and I'll just bounce
Give
the
it
front
a
end,
look, yeah.
and they're lose their minds.
Yeah. And you're like, what?
Or grandmas are just
Sure.
smiling at me and waving.
I think it's
Am I that old? Though?
Give you a little wave.
But it's just fun. It's like you bring a little bit of happiness to people.
Yeah.
Same with the white whale. I mean, everybody just looks at the white whale.
Yeah.
It's just like
That's another
saucers
eye
for
catcher.
eyeballs.
Yeah,
It's
for
fun.
sure.
And when we roll together,
Yeah. It's
which
like, what?
we do every
Yeah.
chance we get, it's really fun.
Yeah, now anytime we have fun recoveries or things that we think are going to get creative, we just call Derek up and, hey, you want to go for this fun recovery?
Yeah.
This is going to be, so it's not all just really hard, stressful times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or we don't know what we're getting into, so we'll double up. Or
Yeah, those-
it's some Rubicon, freebie that we're doing just to get trail trash off the
That's a pretty cool
Sure.
story. Yeah.
off the road. And so it's fun. You imagine Creepy and the white whale roll up, and you're there to get rescued.
Yeah.
It's pretty overwhelming. People just love it.
Yeah. That's cool. That's very cool. So let's talk about some recovery techniques. I know there's a million different ways to set up rigging and everything, but some of the things that have worked for you guys over the years that kind of your go-to, if you will, rigging, setup, yeah. I mean, I like bridles. Do you use bridles much?
I try to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even out
the load.
Situation dependent. Like, pulling from the side to get that little lateral movement or whatever. But yeah, I try to use bridles as much as I can. Straight pull, just make it easier. Especially if we're like towing through something, like we need to go up this hill through some deep snow together. Tandem. Like we're doing a straight pull for sure. So.
And Alex says, it's situation dependent. One of the things I really appreciate is when we roll up together, there's no hurry. Like Alex thinks through what we're going to do, where we're going to place everything. We talk it through. And that's what really, I think the mind and the experience is a huge part of a successful recovery. And I've learned a ton of stuff from these two when we go out.
Sure.
And vice versa. I think it's just having an open mind. It's just getting out of your own way. Like drop the ego. Like we know a lot. We've done a lot. We bring value, but we don't know it all.
And every recovery is so different. There's no prescription for each scenario.
Always. Yeah. Right. And that's what I mean. It's hard to, teach in that safety class, and we talk a little bit about recovery, basic recovery, but there's so many different scenarios, so many different rigs, the weight of the rig, is it sitting on a side hill, all that stuff. Like, so, most of your recoveries, it's not hanging off a cliff where you're just like frantic trying to get the thing, back. You can, formalize a good, safe plan to get everybody out of there. But, yeah, I mean,
well, honestly, I think it's important even if they are hanging off the cliff.
Yeah.
We have those recoveries too, and we really do have to slow everything down and make sure we're taking it one step at a time. And those are the ones where we usually end up slowing it more down, I would say.
That's good. That's good.
I take it a little more serious than most, I think. Well, not Derek, but we being with search and rescue, in that remote area for so long, like this is no shit show. Like stuff can happen.
Oh yeah.
Like people, we've had a lady break her wrist. It was an electric vehicle that when we pulled, it automatically recentered the steering wheel, and she had the classic mistake of having, hand
in the spoke there,
just snap,
ouch,
broken.
Yep.
So it's trying to catch every variable before, trying to, without letting the good idea fairy take over, like we're just become stagnant and just leave. But we try to talk it through. We listen to the customer, even if we know it's off, but we're
and plan B is there's no shame in plan B.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we did the one up in the back way into Bodie out of Bridgeport, and there's a famous, place where you guys get multiple recoveries, and they're off the side in the snowbank that they tried to get through. And I think that one first we tried to go up close with Creepy and anchor in and pull right there, and it wasn't having it, so we reset, and I went way up the hill, and they were pulling with the white whale, and that just worked.
Yeah.
And if we had tried the other one, probably wouldn't have,
Sure. Yeah. How many recoveries do you think you've done, if you had to guess?
I'm a data person. So
Here we go.
I track every recovery.
She's pulling out her laptop right now.
Yeah, I would say it varies by year, of course, but there's been some months where we've done 100 recoveries.
Holy
per
crap.
month. And so I feel like a lot of people don't realize the volume, and we've done thousands of recoveries now. There was one good year, the 2023 year, where we had a big winter and a big summer because the snow melted into mud. That was close to, I think I counted about 700 recoveries just that year.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's been 5 years.
We have our Google map. We'll pull it up and we have all the spots saved.
I save
and
every
you
pin.
literally cannot see any of the area. It's all pink, just hearts, just covered. most of
my
Mono
gosh.
County. So
So, okay, well, yeah, just simple math. 100 recoveries in a month, 30 days in a month. Yeah, 33, I mean, that is just ridiculous. So 3 recoveries a day. So how do you're getting multiple calls then during big storms or whatever.
Yes.
How do you prioritize, or how does that go down, or first call, first served?
Yep.
And,
first come, first serve. Yeah.
and like, hey, I got 3 calls ahead
Yep.
of you, and we'll get to you when we get to you.
Yeah.
We do. And
We've had people. It's a affluent area, and people have offered large sums of money
Oh,
to bypass
to
that.
speed up,
Yeah.
to
But
speed up
we're-
the process.
skip all the
We
other
don't do
guys,
it.
come get me first. And
Yeah.
we're like, no.
That's a nice way of saying it. Yeah, yeah. Here's some extra coin to get me moved up in the line, and you're like, nope. This is what I did.
There
Wow,
was
interesting.
That big winter, we
That's
had
very cool.
7 recoveries in a day sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was back to back all day, just working from the morning to the night. And people
Okay.
wait, though. They know. They're not
Well,
going anywhere.
We're 24/7, so
Yeah.
we'll take the call at 3 a.m. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how long we've been working. Doesn't matter what holiday.
Yeah.
So is your house like a firehouse? The bell
Feels
goes
like
off,
it.
a red light goes on, or something.
Essentially, yes.
The bat phone,
Basically.
red bat phone lights up. Oh my gosh. I gotta imagine though. I mean, you obviously watch the weather, and then you're like, okay, we know we just need to clear our calendar.
Yeah.
You got Derek on standby for anything that's closer to him or whatever, and go, okay.
If there's a highway closure,
Yeah.
we're almost guaranteed to get calls. And they're almost guaranteed to be interesting because people will bypass the closure and they get creative.
Okay. And what? Yeah, like so you must. I mean, Mammoth is kind of a small. It is a small town. Let's face it. I gotta imagine you know all the authorities and people know you, and it's like, yeah, highway's closed, but we're gonna let you through to help clear this.
Yep. We work with CHP, Caltrans, Sheriff's
We
Department.
get permission, yep. And so
Fire
sometimes
department.
there's been people that camp out at the hot springs and they get stranded. So they're out there in the middle of the winter. They camped overnight. They got a big old snowstorm, and it looks like heaven on earth for them for a moment.
Sure.
Until they realize
Till they-
all the roads are closed, the highway's
can't
closed.
get
There's
out.
no definite time of opening. They can't even plow the road that they're on.
Sure.
And they're 5 miles out in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere, and they end up calling 911. Usually 911 dispatch calls us
Oh, they do.
and gives us a pin.
Okay.
And then we do all the coordination and everything. And then through that, we talk to Caltrans and everybody and say,
Gotcha.
hey, this is like a life safety issue. We need to kind of get these people out of there. If it's search and rescue, we have no problem. Alex and I have no problem stepping aside and say, go get the humans.
Sure.
If, but a lot of times they give us permission to go get the vehicle and the humans out all at the same
Yeah,
time.
they'll
Pretty
assess
cool.
and be like, okay, is this worth our time and equipment? And
Sure.
well, nope, Frosty's got them.
Yeah.
So pass it on.
Wow.
Which there's been some times where we're like, the highway's closed for a reason. It's completely
Yeah.
wide out. We can't see.
Sure.
We have
Like
to.
wind drifts.
Yeah.
Like full on. It's-
Yeah, that come. You've seen them. The wind drifts that
Oh,
come
yeah.
across the highway, and they make
yeah.
these big old
Yeah,
things.
you got
It's-
a huge, 6, 7, 8 foot berm
yeah.
of snow.
And
Fresh
then
snow.
we get to the snow berm that's blocking the whole road, so we have to navigate
Sure.
over that sometimes. And it's every winter we have people that get stranded out there, and that's to be taken seriously because they can die out there.
Sure.
They can freeze to death, and
Yeah.
a lot of them don't have cell service, so 911 is their only hope, or they have InReach or
InReach or
SOS.
Spot, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever, any kind of communication out there. Wow. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, I knew you guys did a lot. I didn't know it was that crazy though, and that connected to like 911.
There's one call that I can think of real quick that
Okay.
that did not meet our threshold, that we ended up having to call dispatch back and
Okay.
say, we'll get the vehicle out, but you guys need to come get these people, because it was a shelf road. An older man and his wife took their Jeep out, again, just fun adventure.
Sure.
They go up the shelf road and it got narrower and narrower, more washed out, and so he tried to back out and he dropped a tire off the ledge.
Wow.
And he couldn't walk because
He had MS. He was
Oh, no.
late 80s with a cane. He couldn't
boy.
even get out of the vehicle. And the vehicle was slowly like on ball bearings, pretty much just shifting.
Then
And
the
so that
wife-
every time they moved.
And the wife also had her own concerns. She had just gotten over lung cancer. She had one lung. She couldn't. There's no
They
hiking
were
out.
not
Is my
moving,
point.
yeah.
Like,
Well, even let's
there's
face
no-
it, if there's a lot of snow, even a very capable person in great health, post-holing through 4 or
Yeah.
5 plus feet of snow, it's going to take you a long time.
Yeah.
yeah. And so I think when they called 911, the dispatchers might not have understood all that. They don't.
Sure.
They don't have boots on the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
And so when we went out there and saw the situation was that serious,
Wow.
and there's no shade cover at all, they're just exposed. We called Sheriff back, and Sheriff was so amazing. They sent a
Side by side, but we
side-by-side
had
out.
to. All four of us had to pick him up and put him in the back of the side by side. Like that,
Wow.
it was a serious.
That was a serious
Yeah,
situation.
it was very close to being
Very,
real.
very,
Yeah.
very
Real.
not
Yes.
good. Yes. Okay. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. So, as good as the white whale is, as good as Creepy is there any other like vehicle that you'd like to get to help supplement, backfill some of these specialty recoveries or anything?
I mean, Derek will just add more crap to his.
Right. He just keeps adding on to his rig. Okay.
Well, we're kind of doing the same thing. I'm going to put a boom on it. I was resisting because
Okay.
of all the other recovery guys
You-
that kind of do that thing.
You don't want to look like a tow truck.
Not really, but
Yeah.
after so many recoveries needing it,
Okay.
and someone called me out and said I didn't have the right truck for the job, that I was like, oh no.
Yeah, right.
So we'll do the boom. I'm designing a little kind of lifting mechanism to pick vehicles up
Okay.
with the wheels, just to have them like hard mounted.
Okay.
And then I think the next vehicle, obviously, like we sold the buggy to fund
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm a rock crawler.
Yeah.
I want the excuse to have a rear steer full comp buggy.
Yes.
Tight trails.
Sure.
Got to get in there on the
Tight trail.
the
Yeah,
mule
just
trail
tight
or something. Yep. So
It's light.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want.
Okay.
But
The Ford is a little wide and heavy.
it's very
Sure.
big. It's very tall. It's set up for snow wheeling.
Yeah.
So it's very high center of gravity.
Sometimes those shelf roads, yeah. But he
Yeah.
does well.
It does
does
well,
well.
but having the buggy was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you had that just for a short time, huh?
Very short time. Yeah.
Not long enough, yeah.
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 Yeah. It's a
And it
cool
would be
buggy.
nice to just like have relief for the white whale sometimes,
Yeah.
Sometimes if it needs to be worked on or
Well, that's
something and then we
true, too.
get calls, it's torture.
Yeah.
It's like you can't ever maintain the truck because we're getting constant calls.
Sure.
So
Sure. That makes
That'd be
sense.
nice.
Wow.
Eventually.
Derek, what's going through your mind right now? How many mods
Yeah.
have you dreamed up lately? Or another rig? Are you going to build another rig or what? I mean, you'd never get rid of Creepy, right?
I would
That's
never get rid
you're
of
gonna-
Creepy. The kids tease me that they're going to bury me in it, but no, I've got parts stored up. I might build an off-road car. I have a '67 Cougar
Oh, really?
that I bought when I was 15.
Uh-huh.
So I've had it, more than 40 years.
Okay.
But that one, when I started restoring it, I bought a second one. It's a bit of a rust bucket. And I was thinking, I've got Super Duty axles, I've got a 5.3, I've got all these, I got the whole thing. I could put it together. I even got the custom license plate called Rock Kitty.
That's perfect.
I already got it.
You got that
So
secured.
that might be, but for recoveries, the one thing I have toyed with is I would like to build just a little two-wheel trailer cradle kind of thing that the tires on the trailer would be steerable. So hydraulics are my friend, so
Yeah.
be easy enough to do. Because then you could come in with a disabled vehicle, even on the Rubicon. We've done some of that, and pulling a dead rig or one that has missing part of an axle out of the Rubicon. is a chore.
The whole axle.
Yeah, the whole
no front end.
axle. We have a great story on that one
Yeah.
with our friend Avalanche Technical.
Yes.
We all
Mr.
went in.
Mr. Bailey.
Yeah, Mr. Bailey. We all went in to get. That was a YJ, right?
Some kind of J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had one of those J's and
Yeah.
Jeep thing.
Yeah, it wintered at winter camp, which is the
Yeah.
other side of
Yeah.
Sioux Bowl, and it was pretty crushed by the time we got there. As far as the front axle was gone, so we spent a lot of time just welding it back together.
The snow load had separated the welds on the tubes for the
Yeah.
axles.
Isn't that crazy?
And
That's
I'm-
insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you guys firsthand experienced big snows and everything, but people that have it and they go, or they park their rig and they go, oh, we'll just get it in the spring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, because that especially in Northern California, we call it Sierra cement for a reason. High water content, and it's heavy. It's like wet cement.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the forces that can. You see picnic tables all blown out on the Rubicon all the time, right? There's that one picnic table up by Little Sluice, and it constantly having to be repaired. So, yeah. So there was the Glacier Girl recovery that Nick talked about. That was a great classic recovery, winter recovery. But this one that you're referring to was near. Winter camp.
The other side of Soup Bowl.
Yep, just on the other side of Soup Bowl, right before Little Sluice. And this rig had gotten in there, and then a big storm hit. And then it was, how long did that rig sit there? Do you know?
Through the winter.
It was through the winter, right?
We did it in May, right?
We started trying to go in early
Oh yeah.
to get it.
Yeah, we tried January. We went in January. That's right.
Yeah, we were thinking skis and lots of things, but it was half trail, half snowdrifts when we finally got in there. There was still enough snow. I remember driving right up Soup Bowl. There was just a little nub of Soup Bowl sticking out to give you an idea. So when we spent half a day welding it, getting it running, getting even the rear ring gear had sheared all the bolts.
Oh my gosh.
So we thought, all right, we're good to go. Let's go. We put it in. It had a one-wheel drive, and then we pulled that apart. So we welded that, and then we put Nick in there, and I drug him out on a kinetic line because I was thinking, I got this kinetic line. I don't mind. It's the wrong thing to do. What it would do is load this thing up, and then Nick would launch. So at one point, right after Whalebones, we hit so hard, that thing hit so hard that his sunglasses launched out the window, and he was hammered.
Nick was in the
he was
the
driving
YJ.
it. He was driving it.
Yeah. He was controlling the YJ to the best.
It was
of
still
his ability.
running at that point, and so it was helping.
Okay.
And we got it to the slabs, and then it completely fell apart, and Nick decided he was done, and we were all done. It was midnight.
Yeah.
So we went out. Nick left that day. These guys were there, and we camped and then went back in the next day.
Okay.
And glued it all back together. And by the time we got it to the gatekeeper, I remember it was so funny. It quit running.
Okay.
So now it's just on the back of Creevy, and we were just dragging it, and the one wheel, axle, everything just departed. It was held on.
Left the chat.
Yeah, it was held on by a shock. So we just cut that off and threw it to the side and drug it out on 3 wheels.
Oh my gosh.
We were laughing so hard.
You were so over it.
Yeah, we were so ready to have that piece of junk off the trail.
Oh my gosh.
And then the owner came up the next day
I was going to say, the owner shows up.
and brought the trailer with a winch, but couldn't winch the vehicle onto the trailer.
And
After
we
we just drug it through half the Rubicon.
How am I going to get it on the trailer?
We're like, that's the easy part.
You got the easy part,
Why
yeah.
couldn't you winch it on the trailer? We have a little Harbor
It
Freight
was
winch
just
or
too
something?
hard for him. I think it was just too difficult. I think Nick knows more of that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We weren't there. Nick was,
Oh, you weren't there. I was going to
No.
say you could have used one of your winches
yeah,
to winch it on.
we stayed that night, and then we bugged
were
out,
out.
and they came later. With
You
the
did your
trailer.
job. You got it
Yeah.
out of the trail.
We did.
Trail trash gone.
We did. We got
Okay.
it off. And we went back and hauled the wheel out too.
Okay,
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
that out.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
Some good times.
That was a good time.
It was.
So, what's some of your takeaways of all these different recoveries that you guys have done? Anything kind of popped to mind? Advice for people to not get in that situation in the first place, but yeah, common sense. Yeah,
I mean, just simple preparedness. Just putting a freaking kit in your trunk. You don't even have to touch it. You just use it one time. Just some snacks, some warm
Shovel.
clothes. Shovel is
Shovel would have
huge. A
saved
small
so many
shovel.
of these
a
people.
lot of people could have helped themselves with a basic shovel.
They're out using a red cup to shovel.
Solo cups.
Yeah.
To shovel Sierra cement.
Oh, good luck.
You know.
So I think it's just it's so simple. It's just just to have that little kit prepared.
Yeah, I mean, if you could sell common sense in a vending machine, it'd go a long way. But most of our customers,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a call. There were 3 rigs all stuck in the mud up off Barney Riley Trail, which is by Markleyville, and they'd been there all night, and they had were out of water, and so it was getting urgent. And I go up there, and it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it was just that they got themselves stuck. They had no recovery gear. They had nothing to eat or drink. And so it was turning bad fast. And so the common sense, where was the common sense?
Right.
And they just kept going. They're watching gay maps and they think that this is the way out. But that road's been closed for 10 years.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
people just making bad decisions and on top of bad decisions is usually what brings the business in.
Yeah.
I feel so safe in that vehicle.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is.
And I think that's another point that Derek reminded me of is it's very common for people to feel persistent on going forward. And if they had just stopped and backed up and turned around and traveled the path they know, they already have been there, so they know how it goes back, where the path ahead of them is unknown. They have no idea how much worse it is, how much more washed out, if it just degrades and disappears. And they're determined to keep going. And they think they're so close. I must be right around the corner or something, you know?
Sure.
And that brings me to another point that I noticed that a lot of people make the mistake, and then there's no prescription again. Some people get to a point where they're like, I need to turn around, when they should back out.
Gotcha.
And so the turning around is what gets them stuck.
Issues,
There's so many times they call us and they were like, I was just trying to turn around. It's like 80% of the calls. I was just trying to turn around. I know I shouldn't be here. I was just trying to turn around. And I was like, if you would have just backed out.
Yeah.
But the problem becomes people can't back up their cars. It's so hard. As soon as they start backing up, they drop a tire off the trail, and then it's done. It's like they can't hang their head out and see where the trail is or something. I don't know. There's some error that's happening all the time to where people cannot back up their vehicles.
Back it up, Terry. Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, that's interesting, but I can totally see that. Wow. Yeah, so that I wonder if, like you mentioned, Gaia or Onyx, I wonder if that's probably helped your business and that people feel more confident getting off-road because, there's a green line here. This is an
100%.
easy trail. Not knowing that there was a washout over the winter and they're the first ones on the trail. There's a tree across the road, blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on, right?
Yep.
So you would agree with that then. So that is getting more people off-road that aren't ready to be off-road in those situations, not prepared.
And there's these camp websites that I don't know about that other people use, and it says, go to this pin, and it shows like the GPS coordinates and everything, and they blindly trust it with their two-wheel drive vehicle. And they always, when they call us, they're saying, but it says a two-wheel drive car can get there.
Sure.
Or, it says on this website. I'm like, you need to see for yourself. You're driving on it,
Yeah.
You're in your vehicle. You know what it's capable of, or you should know what it's capable of.
So what's been some of the interesting, you've met thousands of different people over the years. What's been some of the interesting, I don't know, I guess I could say tips other than cash people grateful, but like some chocolate chip cookies or
that's kind of fun.
Come stay in our condo on
We've been
on
offered
the
a
beach
puppy.
in Hawaii. You've been offered a puppy.
We've gotten all kinds of people are so grateful.
Right.
A lot of times they're so grateful and they give us, we've gotten a bottle of whiskey we don't even drink, and
call up Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. We'll make sure it gets in the proper hands.
I think we did give that to you.
Give that one to you.
Give us a bottle now that you
Wild
mentioned that.
West, I think it was, or something.
You did. High West. It was
High West.
Yeah, that you brought to KOH a couple years ago.
That was a tip.
Thank you. Okay. Keep them tips coming. Keep the whiskey tips coming. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
First aid kit. That was cool.
Okay.
Some cool things. People care. They really do care, and they're grateful. So.
Well, and kind of tie it back in the early part of the podcast, and Alex saying, I felt helpless, and like here you are, very experienced and all that. So it kind of, like you said, it puts you in their shoes.
Yeah.
And these people have been stuck for however long, especially if it's winter, it's cold, it's snowing, conditions are getting worse, and they're like, are we going to get out of here? And then you guys show up in this big ass, white truck, the white whale, and it's like, angels start to sing, oh, we're saved. So I got to imagine, you're like the superheroes in there.
That's the fun part, I think. Yeah.
It's got to be really rewarding, and then kind of fun to figure out. Okay, how are we gonna get this out? And then you get it out, and they're on their way, and all's well in the world.
On that, I have to usually talk to the person while Alex does his walk around, though, because he needs that time to like think and come up with a plan. And usually, if I'm not there, they're in his ear saying, "Do you want me in neutral? Do you want me blah blah blah?" And it's like that's 10 steps from now. Like,
right.
Calm down. And so if I'm there, I'm able to be like, "Why were you out here? Cool. You wanted to see the petroglyphs? Oh, neat." And I'm like, "Shiny keys, shiny keys." While he's over there, like, actually making a plan.
Diffuse the situation a little bit. Bring the stress level down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
It's a nice little duo we have
teamwork,
going on there. But
teamwork for sure.
the people are half the job.
Instead of some old grumpy guy rolls up with some freaking overalls and cigarette half burn out of his mouth. Going, all right.
That would be me if I was by myself.
We're going to get you out of here.
We'd have a lot more 1-star reviews.
Some banjos playing in the background.
Yeah, Jen is really good for PR.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
She's
Thanks,
very
guys.
good for PR.
No, that's cool. That's the dynamic duo right there. That's super cool.
I'm sure you guys following this too. Is people like kind of bond up with you? I mean, they'll be like commenting on your social media and stuff years later.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They are like become friends.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, how many friends have you gotten out of? Oh, we saved so and so, and now that we go out to dinner with them and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
they follow our Instagram because they want to see other people that we've helped, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's the same spot I was
They're all
in."
haha suckers.
They're like, "Cool." It's neat. It's kind of its own little community,
Yeah.
and then it also spreads because when they take that experience and tell someone else that they see stuck or someone else that likes to
Sure.
off-road, like, "I remember this one time this happened."
Sure.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah, that's awesome.
An unintended consequence.
Yeah.
of the community.
That's cool. So, recommendation for somebody that's a basic off-roader, what would you tell them to carry in their recovery pack?
A winch.
Winch?
Yeah.
Winch is huge.
I think a
Extension.
detachable winch is even better.
Yeah, like if you put it in the hitch receiver with a little cradle.
So you can move it to the front or the back.
Yeah.
You have that flexibility.
Or another vehicle.
Yeah.
Just a real quick
Buddy
connection
system.
to the battery.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, traveling alone is where a lot of people get in trouble. I would also say tire tricks.
Tire choice?
Yeah, well, repairable.
Oh,
right?
to repair a tire.
plugs, glue tread.
So you like glue tread? Have you
Yes.
guys had a lot of
Used them?
experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I've
Yeah.
used it, I had to learn not to use the spray, the accelerator, because that screwed everything up. You guys use the accelerator?
No.
Worked for
I've
us.
used it.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
it once on
I
the
don't
The
job.
think
biggest
so.
thing with those is you almost have to have a grinder or something.
That's-
you got to get
clean
it
it up,
smooth.
yeah.
You
Angle
can't-
grinder helps out a lot, especially if it's a sidewall and you
Yeah.
got the lettering, the raised
Yeah.
lettering. Yeah, we did learn that trick.
Yeah, you're not gonna glue over a
Right.
A
Yeah.
tri- a letter,
Big old
yeah.
BF Goodrich logo or
tires
something.
are a big. They're a big thing that strand people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
for
think
sure.
if you're going to be off-roading regularly or more often than the usual person, bring some spares.
Okay.
Have spares of things that are common to break on your vehicle, whether it's CVs or
tie rod.
tie rods.
tie rod, on the
Pine
Broncos.
joints. Yeah,
Those,
exactly.
Yeah.
those they're stranded if
The
they break
nose.
one of those until they get a new one or towed out. And so
Right.
it's easily preventable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes total sense. Yeah.
And if you're if you're a Rubiconer or something and you build, I mean these little suitcase welders are cheap.
Yeah.
I mean you don't have to spend a bunch of money. And I haven't been through the Rubicon in years where I didn't have to get my welder out
Right.
because there's always somebody broke.
Oh,
I mean this
yeah.
last time it was me, but
Sure.
yeah, I mean, it's just like, the A-arm's gone and whatever. We were on there last week, dropping into Buck Island, and we passed a couple other Jeeps, and the guy jumps out all excited. He's like, "Hey, you fixed me 2 years ago."
See, that's kind of
It's like,
cool.
yeah, I don't even remember you, but
yeah.
I'm glad
yeah.
I did.
But I'm glad you're back out here wheeling again. Yeah.
So just spending a little bit to be more prepared
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to put yourself in places where there is no escape is wise. It's
So
not that expensive.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway is buddy system for sure. Mm-hmm. We teach that off road that is don't go alone. even us experienced wheelers, I don't like to go alone, you know, because anything can happen. You roll over, some stupid rollover, and you're by yourself. You're upside down. You're pinned. You can't get out. Yeah, that's not good. Carrying communication, that inReach. I'm glad to hear that all of you use that. It's simple. It's effective. It's tiny to carry. You know, that's a good one. And yeah, and then having some basic recovery gear. You know, winch, shackle,
Shovel.
soft shackles, shovel. At least one snatch block or donut D-ring, or what do you call them? Recovery ring. Yep. So that you can do a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 pull if you need to. Yeah. Some extra winch line. I started carrying extra winch line years ago because it just, you know, you can always use toe straps so far and stuff, but having an extra 100 feet or in your case 2,000 feet of winch line, but that's your business, so I get it. That's cool stuff. So what, I'm curious, and you don't have to give an exact dollar number, do you guys charge by the hour, or is it per the job, or how does that work?
It's flat rate.
Okay.
We've just determined that the most palatable way to present it is to make a flat rate, because then we're not rushed. We can take our time and make sure that's done right, done safe.
Okay.
And we base that flat rate on the location and the vehicle. So how heavy it is, how big.
Is it a Sprinter van, or is it a Prius that you got out there at the hot spring stuck? Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's whether it's the hot springs or you're hanging off a cliff. You know, those are two different.
Yeah.
We understand. The tech. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's always evolving too. It used to be hourly. You know, it just changed.
Now, we've done so many that we know how long certain things take, and so that hourly does really break down still. You know,
that makes sense.
It's better to give them the bad news, big price first than after the whole recovery.
Right.
And then they feel nickel and dimed.
Right.
No one likes that.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you took an hour walking around trying to hook up stuff, and then that one first time didn't work, so then it's like, that makes sense. Flat rate, if somebody, I can't imagine too many people being upset that you got them out, but dollars are dollars, and I get it. Yeah,
we take a non-refundable deposit when they hire us, and that guarantees our hire, but then also guarantees that they're not going to like shop around while we're on our way.
Well, that's true too, right? And you go there and Bubba Joe's recovery service already got them taken out.
Or freaking every overlander out there with a Tacoma is just itching to pull them, like they cannot wait.
Right.
So.
Which, on that point, we're all about good Samaritans. That's a great thing that exists in this community, that we all take care of each other and everything.
But not to create more of a problem, more damage. Like, you know how it is on the Rubicon. Like, everyone helps everyone. We'll do whatever. We'll give our shirt off our own back, you know.
Exactly.
But out there, it's a little different. You know, it's more the social media clout.
Yeah.
Like, what highlight reel can I get out of this?
Right.
Versus actually trying to help someone.
Right.
So.
No. Well
and so we've seen some bumpers ripped off, that kind of stuff from that stuff. You know, they're just inexperienced, or people get
call it and be like, they're gonna break, and 2 hours later we get a call.
Oh yeah,
CV's broken, other truck stuck.
Now can you come out?
Now we need you.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's cool stuff though.
Where I'm up, so we have some really great volunteer organizations like 775 Off-Road and NorCal. So these guys are itching, and they usually go out where and do the recovers. They don't really have that network as much.
I should clarify though, they've got a good crew of guys. A good pool of people to pull from for recoveries that are experienced.
Capable. They do, but there's like a lot of those organization members farther north where I am. So I usually don't get called unless it's through law enforcement where there's people potentially at risk, coupled with search and rescue, or the volunteers have given up.
Okay.
And we just need something heavier.
Yeah.
You know, and so those guys are great. I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about them. Happy that they're out there doing that. And they do it for free, you know. I mean, I think you can make a donation, but because I'm a for-hire, I'm not part of that organization because it'd be a conflict of interest, right?
Sure.
But I know some of them, and and we trade notes and
Yeah.
poke fun at each other. So, but great. It's really great. I mean, you can be stuck. You can just, join their Facebook group, drop your pin, and there'll be somebody coming in half an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
For some of those.
Yeah.
You might have to get roasted a little bit on some of those.
Some of the comments,
Social media can
but
be
they'll
brutal.
take care of you. And
Yeah.
Plug for them.
For
they
sure.
do a good job.
No, that's cool. Yeah, the NorCal Rescue and stuff. Yeah. Cool. So I think I already know the answer. So the most memorable recovery, is this the one where you guys all met? Is that's the one that kind of stands out for the most memorable?
Personally, for me, it is, but you guys might have other favorites.
There's
memorable.
a lot. I mean,
The Rubicon one was,
I think the Rubicon was
amazing.
That was probably my most memorable because it's my favorite place to be. And then with the good people and, working through shit, like trying to figure stuff out
Sure.
Yeah.
and
And it was
taking
like,
care of the trail, feeling good about
Yeah,
that,
you're
like
getting that off the trail.
giving back. So I think that one.
That was
Okay.
a 2-day ordeal.
Yeah.
With lots of problem solving and a lot of humor.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
were punch drunk,
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
Just slap
this
happy.
out,
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
Nick's a really fun guy
He's
to hang
fun.
out with. And,
Yeah.
We had our own
Tony
little
was with us,
rollover.
and- Yeah.
I don't know if you can say his name.
Oh.
Secret Squirrel. You might have to edit that one out.
Squirrel.
He told me Secret Squirrel was okay now.
He's
done.
okay to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Well,
said.
yeah.
So
That's
Yeah,
funny.
so-
we'll footnote that.
Yeah, Nick's good. He's very calculated, very he's got that engineering mindset.
Mhm, yes.
I love, and he's just a great guy. So you get that's like the dream team right there. The three of you guys together, four
Yeah.
with Jenna.
I mean,
three
and
entities.
Tyler too. Morphlate.
Yeah.
It was actually through
came out,
NorCal,
yeah.
and so Kurt
4x4
Stocks,
that got
Tyler,
that, yeah.
all those
Tyler
guys were
organized
getting
that.
axles and parts and stuff, prepping.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
That was
so
a big to do,
yeah,
and that wasn't a paid gig, right?
None of
was,
it.
That was
Yeah,
all
not at all.
donation, your time.
Yeah.
yep,
Just because it's the Rubicon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that and but like you say, it was kind of fun. Oh, hey, we got to go do a recovery on the Rubicon. Okay, and that's awesome. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
very
Tyler was the
commendable.
one originally setting that one up, I think.
Yes,
But
yep.
then he couldn't make it the
yeah.
week
Yep.
that we were
Okay.
going. But he came. We all snow wheeled. I have tracks.
Yeah.
So we did some snow wheeling over.
yeah. We went to go check on a cabin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Windward
right.
Springs.
That's right.
We all together.
That's right.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that conversation. Yep. That's cool. Right on. So, what's in the future? Other than you talked about the mods, but like, what you keep doing this? You're
Expanding. We're moving. We get a lot of calls now for Nevada, Northern California, Southern California. I want to get Washington,
wow.
Oregon, Utah. I'll go anywhere.
Oh wow.
I think also maybe doing something with Ultra 4 as far as like I don't want to give away too much. I don't want
Yeah.
someone else to do it, but something to go to all the races
Okay.
and help out those guys.
Okay.
Not so much with recovery, but mechanical and
Okay.
stuff like that. Ice cream truck, obviously.
Yeah. The shaved ice track.
Obviously.
I want to
So-
see this thing on the Rubicon.
Yep.
I want to get shaved ice. How about you, Derek? Well, you talked about your kitty. What'd you call that thing? The
Rock Kitty.
The rock kitty.
Yeah. I'll build. I'll always have something
You always be
building. That's,
tinkering on something.
yeah. That's kind of therapy. And I have a stack. My kids laugh at me because I have some grown kids that are fabricators, and so I'll send them napkin sketches of my latest idea, literally on a napkin, and then some of them I build and some of them I don't. But it's really fun. Oh, and my middle kid works at a laser fabrication facility,
Oh, perfect.
so I can literally send him a napkin, and he's got it in SolidWorks and sends me parts back like the next day.
That's awesome.
So, I'm in a sweet spot. I'm, in a corporate job, so I don't have to do this. This can be my headspace.
Sure.
My kids are grown, and I am very thankful to be at the season in life where I can enjoy my family and my hobbies and my friends,
Gotcha.
like Frosty, and not have it be a big cost.
Sure.
Competing with things that I should be doing.
Yeah.
Right. We all have our should be's.
Yes.
And you get those out of the way, and it allows you freedom.
Well said. Very nice. It's a good spot to be in. I like it.
What I would like to do, I'd like to develop a product. These guys are like marketing on
Sure.
steroids, right?
Sure.
All you got to do is figure out the product and have
Yeah.
them market it. And so I have some ideas there.
Okay. Cool.
I've built some prototypes, so
Okay.
maybe you'll see something come out.
Well,
I'd
let me know.
love to do that.
We'll get it out there on the podcast as well. I appreciate you guys taking time to do this. We just had a nice little squall run through here, and rain got everything kind of wet, but it looks like we're going to dry up here pretty quick. So, and we're a couple hours before competition here, 2 hours and 16 minutes. So
Perfect.
you don't have to go to driver's meeting, do you? You guys just show up, place your rigs on the courses, and go.
Yep.
How did recovery go yesterday for you?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a blast.
You had fun?
Yeah,
You done an event like this before, We Rocks?
We did KOH.
Yeah.
So for Everyman Challenge.
Yep.
And that was, I would say that was a little more intense.
Yeah,
You got,
that's very
we were right up in resolution
Okay.
at the end of that, right before backdoor.
Yeah.
So that's tight. And you get something broken or whatever rolled over, and we're trying to get that
The course
thing
is
back
hot.
up on its
Yes,
wheels, and we
course
got
is
rigs
hot.
just
Yeah.
freaking ripping through there, and some unhappy racers.
Oh, yeah.
I get it, but that set a precedence, and then this was just a breeze.
Yeah.
Just post up and watch. And I mean, there's 100 more capable vehicles out there too, so they're ready to do it. And
Yeah, that's cool.
not
And
just
what about you, Derek, yesterday? What was your
Yeah, it was a blast.
experience?
Never been to a rock
Okay.
crawling event like
Oh, you
this.
never seen one like this?
Never been to a.
Oh,
yeah,
no way.
Like it's all
Oh, so
lots
this was
of
all new to you.
Ultra 4 stuff. but
Okay.
Not this. So great. And I had kind of a busy side of the course here, so I got to pull winch line for like 3 or 4 rigs upside down, smoking, and that's fun. Also, when you're a recovery person, you get to be out on course,
Yeah,
watching
you're
up close and
front row
personal.
center.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
so a lot of fun.
Right on.
Glad to have the opportunity.
Well, yeah, and they're lucky to have you guys with all the experience too, because one that you should go to. You haven't been then, and I don't know if you guys have been out there to the Trail Breaker at Trail
Just
Hero.
talked
wanna
about
go
it.
so bad.
We've talked about it for
Yeah.
years.
I'm telling you, I mean, I've been doing this off-road thing for 30 some odd years, and this is you got to see the first time, Derek, and it's like, holy crap, what these vehicles can do.
Yeah.
But when they are on a trail that nobody's
been
ever
on.
driven before, and Rich, like you think of all these wild things when you wake up in the morning, he's thinking of these crazy trails, and they're borderline not doable.
Yeah.
I mean, impossible.
Yeah.
And I've walked some of these lines before the cars got there. And I go, there's no freaking way. Here comes Dave Wong, figures it out and goes up it. And I'm like, what the? Yeah, it's amazing. It's mind blowing. But
Yeah.
to be there and see it in person, it's cool. But there's been what triggered that memory was there was a crazy recovery with John Himble. I mean, he was so effed off in this crack. I mean, it took everything that all these quote-unquote expert, wheeler and recovery guys that have been in situations like this to get it out. I mean, it was almost to the point where we were going to unbolt wheels to get them out.
wow.
I mean,
Nice thing.
it was not moving, and it was wedged, and it was.
Is that the one with the line across and straight down? You just lifted it out?
Yeah, no, that was a different one. This
Okay.
was in this crack though, but yeah, it was wild, and I got to hand it to these guys. They have zero fear, or at least they don't show it. And
Yeah.
John's just in this crack damn near sideways, and he's working the car, working front and rear steer and everything to try and unwedge it. And anyways, you guys would really have fun at those competitions, helping out with that.
Yeah.
So do you know Woody Sweargin? Okay, so he's down there in Sand Hollow, and he always, if you follow his Instagram page, went fishing today. He's always going and helping people recover. He's really good in recovery
nice.
out there. And we were out with Randy a couple years ago when he had Gold Digger, and you get a lot of undercut stuff there, and he had a tire so wedged and undercut, and I'm like, I don't know how to get this thing out, Randy. And I go, but I know somebody that does. I know where Woody is. So I went and got Woody, and I go, Woody, we need some help. And he had developed with JM Rigging, it's called a Raptor rope. It's just a short, like 6 foot long rope. But he actually wraps it around the tire, so then you can pull the opposite direction to unbind it, unstick it. And I'm like, that's fucking genius, you know? Or he'll grab the spokes of the wheel too, you know, and get in there to unbind a wheel. And it's like such a unique recovery, like the mud or anything else, that it's not your typical, you know, textbook recovery. It's like, oh shit. But anyways, you guys need to check that out. It's super fun. Anything else before we close this out? I appreciate all your times and your expertise, and I'm freaking super excited we got to make this happen finally.
Can I give a shout out?
Please do. Shout out to whoever
Justin.
you want, sponsors and everything. Yes.
Yep, Justin at Factor 55 in Warren, hooking us up with rigging, because that stuff is not cheap.
No.
Yeah, thanks,
so
Justin.
Any discount, anything, he helps us out.
Right on. Absolutely, yeah. Justin at Factor 55. Everybody knows Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out your, how do they get a hold of you, too?
You can give us a call at
Yep.
760-625-4537.
There you go. And you got an Instagram page,
And a website, yep.
Frosty Four Wheeler. Okay. And a website,
FrostyFourWheeler.com.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
So there's 3 ways to get a hold of you guys. What about you, Derek? How do they get a hold of you, or you want to shout out anybody?
Yeah, so
How
I
many
do
sponsors you got?
I don't have any sponsors. My wife sponsors
Your wife,
me.
yeah. There you go.
I have a company
your
called
kid that's cutting out parts.
Yeah.
Alpine Plow and Recovery. And my number is 775-720-1240. Or, whatever social media. It's usually how I get connected is people copy me in.
And what's your Instagram page?
Derek Rickford Baldwin. DEREKRICKFORD.
There you go.
Instagram, Facebook.
Brennan, too. Brennan with
Brennan.
Be Safe
yeah.
Recovery
Yeah.
gear. He helps out a lot, too.
He's
Comes
been
up with some
consistently
pretty cool
helpful,
stuff
yeah.
to help us.
He does, and he encouraged us to make our own gear. Just by the line, and so we all know how to make soft shackles, and
Make our own
and
extensions.
make rope,
Oh,
extensions, and he's a great creative thinker.
Yeah.
and he converts things to products that are useful.
I would love to get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
yeah, he would definitely give you value.
Yeah.
He's
Well.
always thinking.
It's cool. Well, I'd love to do this again. Talk about some other recoveries, because I know there's many more, and then there's many more in your future. So thanks for doing what you guys do. I mean, it's such a unique thing, and our off-road community is strong, and we talked about these volunteer groups, but there's one thing to be wanting to help, but there's another thing of having the skills and the experience to help too, and especially some of those crazy conditions that you guys work in. So,
And the insurance.
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that insurance thing, that's a whole nother topic there.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having us on.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
This
it.
is awesome. Okay, there it is. Man, hour and a half of good, wholesome recovery goodness. Man, there's some cool stories. There's a lot more stories to tell. I'm just blown away. It's cool, and they got a lot of experience. And I was, amazed at how many recoveries they do. And just because of that nature of that area that they're in, a lot of people get off the highway easily of 395 and, get in over their head, so to speak, and get stuck. But, one phone call away, Frosty Four Wheeler comes and pulls you out. The white
Right.
whale.
Well, I think that so many people have entered the sport, if we want to call it that, since COVID, that, a lot of people maybe, buy their stock rig, whether it's a Rubicon or a Tacoma or whatever, and they want to go explore, and they don't take classes, or they don't do safety clinics or whatever, and maybe they don't buy a book. I don't even know, but sometimes you can get in over your head real fast in off-road scenarios if you're not paying attention.
Well, and the other deceptive thing out there, we talked about Mammoth area is they're like fire roads, but they can get washed out. And conditions can change a lot. When people are trying to get out to hot springs or a camp spot or, something they heard about on the interweb, and, they got their, Sprinter van or their four-wheel drive Subaru or whatever, and they're just exploring out in the backcountry and not prepared to get themselves self-recovered, unstuck, or, they just don't know what they don't know of, oh, yeah, my car doesn't have a whole lot of clearance and high center. And then
don't Priuses have all-wheel drive now?
Right. And spring conditions, where the snow's melted, but the road turns to mush because it's so wet from the snow melt.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyways, it was some good stories, great information. I loved it. So very good stuff. So yeah, if our listeners out there have any more comments, want to hear more from them, hit us up and get a hold of us, because I'd love to continue that conversation with them.
Yeah, hit us up. You can either call us at 408-800-5169, or you can send us, a DM on the IG at Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. That's a great way to get a hold of us, and we have instantaneous feedback on that if Jason or I have internet connectivity. I know that when we're off-road and we're together and at major events, our Starlink is fired up and we're able to do that. Yeah, just a little quick side note. I guess Starlink had a pretty big outage a couple days ago.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And people were
Thursday
going sideways.
Dolly was trying to connect and do a live, and she was freaking out.
Freaking out, man. So yeah, even modern technology can't be super reliable, which,
No.
If you're on trail comms, we always, advise or recommend ham radios. And Jason and I are both licensed hams. And hey, by the way, friendly reminder, we're about to expire.
I have it on my calendar right here in August. August 4th, renew ham license.
Yep. So we have to go to, I had to Google it, but
ARRL.org.
Yep, our licenses expire in November of this year.
Yeah,
so
in November.
So they're good for 10 years. We have to pay $35 to renew.
Yep,
and we'll be good for another 10 years.
Yeah, we don't want it to lapse. So I got that first reminder, and I got a second reminder in October. So, yep.
So your PSA from Wheeling Wine and Whiskey: if you have a ham radio license, check your dates for expiration. Don't let them expire.
No, and you can go to that ARRL.org and look up your call sign and see when you are up.
Absolutely.
For renewal.
So, and then, of course, you can reach us by email, Chris at wheelingwinewhiskey.com or Jason at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. I also, did I mention the 800 number or the 408? I mentioned
the one that's been disconnected.
408-800-5169. And then, lastly, I know we, the previous episode, we met up with Kelly and Ozzy, and we talked about their fantastic new product, the Rugged Revive, sponge bath wipes.
There. Yeah.
While we were recording that episode, I actually placed an order. And my order has arrived.
Look at that. You got it in your hand right there.
I have it in
that package is pretty big. It's like a large Ziploc bag size, huh?
It is. Yeah. It's it's the same type of packaging that the trail food comes in, the Mountain House or whatever that stuff is. And I can feel the towels in there. They're all packaged nicely, and it's a Ziploc dealio. So once you break the seal, you can reseal it with a Ziploc. And I haven't opened it yet, but so the shipping was prompt. I think I got it in like 4 days after I ordered it. And obviously it's not fragile, so it's not like it's get broken,
get damaged.
But they did also include some swag with it. I got this. You told me what this is. It's a little medallion, if you will, with some Velcro on the back. I guess that's an overland thing for.
Yeah, it's a patch that you put up on your headliner, or your hashtag overland stuff.
Right.
Which is what Ozzy does all anyways now. So
exactly.
It's perfect. So that's what that is.
And they included a keychain, Rugged Revive keychain that says "Stay wild, stay fresh." and a couple of stickers. So yeehaw!
Nice.
I've got some rugged revive stickers I'm going to put on my camper or under the hood of my Jeep.
There you go. Right on.
So super
that's
cool.
great.
I know a bunch of other people placed orders. I think Kevin Jones, our good friend Ultra 4 Jones, posted on the IG.
A lot of people did. Ozzy said there was a lot of people that called in and emailed or got on their website and ordered, which is great. That's great. Thanks for supporting the people that support us on the trails, and it's a great product. And you got no excuse to stink anymore on the trail.
That's exactly it. So
I do have one more thing I failed to mention on the last podcast. Brian Dittmer was up here, our good buddy Brian, and he had a party trick that I've never seen before.
Uh-oh.
So we were bottle killing that night. I from all the people that have been coming over here, I got a lot of whiskey bottles that had 1-2 pours left in them. And so we finished off a bottle of Willet, that looks like the pot still, the glass bottle. Well, he bought that for me as a housewarming gift. And it was a big 1.75. It was a huge bottle. And so I said, Brian, I want to get this thing off my shelf. It's taking up a lot of space. I'm running out of room on my whiskey shelves here. We got to kill this bottle. And I wasn't going to kill this bottle without you. He's like, oh yeah. Okay, cool. So we pour each a little bit and salute, have a nice splash of Willet there. Enjoyable.
That's a good one.
And he takes a lighter, tilts the bottle on the side, and sticks the lighter right up to the opening of the bottle. A blue flame comes shooting out of it.
What?
And I'm like, of course, yeah. So it ignites the alcohol in the bottle, right?
Yeah.
And it just blows out. And I go, oh my God, we're all laughing and we're like, man, that's the coolest trick ever. He goes, you guys don't know about that? And I go, no. And he goes, yeah, his dad taught him that. And it's called he goes, yeah, it's like his dad told him it's letting the devil out of the bottle.
Letting the devil out of the bottle.
It's whoosh.
Wow.
You got to try it. I'm just telling you. You lay it on side, and then you just stick that flame up to the opening of the bottom, and whoop.
Well, I got to say,
make sure it's not pointing at anybody.
Or were you inside the house?
Of course we were.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you learn something new on Wheeling Wine Whiskey every time.
So shout out to Brian for that party trick.
Burning down the house.
Oh God, no. So there you go, man. I think that's it. We're this is almost going to be a 2-hour podcast, but it was great to get an interview again. Great to sit down with Alex, Jenna, and Derek. Thank you for your time again and expertise on recovery and some great stories. So
awesome.
With that,
we're out.